Welcome to another Chance and Data external revision video. We're going to now talk about box plots and dot plots. This is a 2020 external example, and we're measuring the weight of humpback whales, and we've broken it into the two gender type. In the 2018 exam, there were 4 box plots, but thankfully we only got 2 for this example. All right, so we have 40 female whales in our sample, and we can see each dot represents all the 40 whales, and above it we have the box and whisker graph, or the box plot. All right, well, the first thing to think about is the median, the average called the median. It's the middle number, and it's the middle line in the box plot. If we got the female data down, we could read off the scale, or we could just look at the statistics. And therefore we could do the same for the males, and we could write the following sentence. The median weight for female humpback whales is 29,673 kilograms, which is 227 kilograms greater than the median weight for male humpback whales. The other average, the mean, it's not on the graph in any way, but we can look at the statistics, and we can write a very similar statement based on the other average called the mean. And both averages back up the fact that on average, female humpback whales are heavier than males. Now, the median and the mean are both what we call central tendency. Now we're going to talk about spread, how spread out the data is. And we're going to talk about range and interquartile range. The range is just the highest value minus the lowest value. We can look at the statistics and calculate the range of each group, and we can see that the males has the larger range of 998 kilograms, so the data overall is more spread out. But be careful with the range, because outliers or extreme values tend to make some tails longer than they should be. So we would prefer to use the interquartile range, the IQR, and that's the upper quartile, subtract the lower quartile. Now, just keep in mind, in each section of the box plot there's 25%. And just because one section's longer or bigger than the other section, it just means that data is more spread out. It doesn't mean there's more data in that section. So the middle box is often referred to the middle 50%. Now, if we work out the interquartile range for both groups, we can see this time it's the female humpback whales that have a larger interquartile range. So their middle 50% is more spread out than the male middle 50%. And we could have seen that by looking at the data in that section. Right, well, we can also spot a bit of a gap here in the male data. I don't know if we have enough data or not. We see these 4 humpback whales are quite heavy. I don't know if that means they're the alpha males or the leaders of the pack. And I also notice a bit of a skew. This bottom tail is quite spread out, which is something to think about. Now, for box plots and dot plots, think about a couple of other things. We talked about, no, we haven't. We're going to talk about uniform and symmetry, where the data is quite uniform or symmetrical. We have talked about gaps and outliers. We might have bimodal, where there's 2 peaks. And we have briefly talked about skewed, so skewed to the right or skewed to the left. Now, how do we summarize and make a conclusion for box plots? Well, there are 3 scenarios, and I'm going to go through each one at a time. Scenario 1, the boxes of each sample do not overlap, or there's very little overlap within each other, and both medians lie outside the box of the other sample. Now, here's the conclusion. You can pause the video and read it in your own time, but we basically say one group tends to be larger or greater than the other group. In scenario 2, there is some overlap of the boxes, but one or both of the medians lie outside the box of the other sample. And our summary, again, pause it and reread it. But basically, we use the word likely. One group is likely to be larger or greater than the other. And finally, our third scenario, and this is where we have a lot of overlap, and both medians lie within the boxes. And we basically cannot make a conclusion that one is greater than the other. All right, well, that's us for this video. I hope it's been helpful and revised a few key ideas, and good luck for the exams.